The ancient Silk Road began nearly 2,000 years ago, linking China to the rest of the world through trade, culture, and ambition. And today, I'm standing exactly 1,200 miles from Asia and 1,200 miles from Europe at one of its most important crossroads. Everyone, welcome to the Port of Baku here in Azerbaijan. Now, this was one of the most important cities in the entire ancient Silk Road, linking explorers, traders, and even Marco Polo himself as they journeyed from the west to the east. And in today's video, we're taking you behind the scenes to show you Baku, Azerbaijan, and learn how global trade is really happening in 2025. Azerbaijan sits at one of the most unusual and strategic crossroads on Earth, bordered by Russia to the north, Iran to the south, and the Caspian Sea to the east. This small nation lies at the heart of one of the world's richest energy basins and serves as the economic engine of the Caucasus. For centuries, its capital Baku was a key stop along the ancient Silk Road. Today, Azerbaijan is forging a bold new path, emerging as a main trading hub of the Caspian region and a rising partner in China's Belt and Road Initiative. In today's video, we explore how this former Soviet republic became one of Eurasia's most remarkable modern success stories. We'll visit the port at Baku, a gateway that now connects over 140 million people within a 1,000-kilometer radius. We'll take a look at Azerbaijan's surprising space program, which provides satellite, television, and communications for much of the African continent. You'll also join me for an exclusive look behind the scenes of Baku's Silk Road legacy, including a visit to the mansion once home to the Nobel brothers, who found inspiration here that would eventually lead to the creation of the Nobel Prize. Azerbaijan is one of the most fascinating countries I've ever explored, and its story deserves to be told. But to truly understand where it's headed, we first need to understand where it all began. Now I'm standing at one of the most mysterious natural wonders in the world. This is Fire Mountain, located on the outskirts of Baku, and this is Azerbaijan in a nutshell. The country is so full of oil and gas that it is literally burning at the surface. Now, in the 13th century, when Marco Polo was making his expeditions from the west to the east, he actually stopped here in Baku and noted this city and called it the City of Eternal Flames. And he wasn't alone. For centuries, traders would come through here trading all types of goods, as this was the key city between the east and the west. And fast forward to today, in the 21st century, and we're reminded why Baku and Azerbaijan continues to be such a vital hub here in the Caspian Sea, and it all starts at the roots with the eternal flame burning forever. You see, Azerbaijan is one of the most resource-rich nations in the world, with oil and natural gas reserves covering nearly 2/3 of the country. Industrial oil production here began as early as 1847, which is remarkably 11 years before oil was discovered in the United States. This building is the Chain House and was once the regional headquarters for British Petroleum. And by the turn of the 20th century, Azerbaijan was producing nearly 50% of the world's oil, turning Baku into one of the wealthiest and fastest growing cities on Earth. But Baku's rise didn't just come from oil. It was built on centuries of history, culture, and trade. Now, the word Azerbaijan directly translated means land of fire, and I'm standing in the heart of downtown Baku, and behind me is the famous Flame Towers, a symbol of the city and a symbol of this incredible country. But to understand what Azerbaijan is in 2025 and where this city and this country is going, we need to go back to the past, and it all started right here in the old city. Now, I've just passed through the very gate that the ancient Silk Road used to run through. This is actually now a tourist information store, but many years ago this used to be a customs house where the traders would enter in through these double gates on the old city walls. They would come in here and pay a customs fee, and this is where all of the commerce of the ancient Silk Road actually began. Come with me, right here on the left. Okay, this is where all of the traders used to set up their goods. And you can imagine back in the day on the ancient Silk Road, you would have traders coming from China, bringing tea, working with deals with Azerbaijani traders, getting the rugs and doing all of the trade they want. This is where the heartbeat of Baku is. The ancient Silk Road has always fascinated me, not just as a trade route, but as a cultural lifeline connecting East and West. To explore that history more deeply, I visited the Azerbaijan National Carpet Museum. Did you know that many of the world's most iconic Arabian carpets and Persian rugs trace their roots back to this very region? Inside, you'll find one of the world's most impressive collections of hand-woven carpets, some dating back hundreds of years, each one telling a story of trade, craftsmanship, and identity. Walking through the museum, I was reminded that Azerbaijan's story has always been shaped by trade, from the camel caravans of the Silk Road to the global shipping lanes of today. And there's no better symbol of that transformation than the Port of Baku. Originally opened in 1902, it was once the busiest port in the entire Russian Empire. Today, the port has undergone multiple expansions and in 2019 earned the title of the first green port in the Caspian region, thanks to its use of renewable energy and sustainable waste management. And in 2024, it reached another milestone, partnering with Kazakhstan Railways and China's Xi'an Free Trade Port to build a massive 40-hectare intermodal terminal, dramatically reducing transit times from China to Baku. And what we're going to do now is meet with the Director of Urban Planning to learn more about how this city has been transformed and what the future of Baku and Azerbaijan are like. Very honored to be joined by Riyad Gasimov, the Director of Urban Planning for the city of Baku. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
welcome to Baku.
Thank you, thank you. It's an honor to be in your city and your country, and I want to know more about the urban planning. I mean, I want to know how this city has transformed over the years.
In the last 10, 15 years, Azerbaijan in general has become one of the main benefactors of the urban development.
Correct.
So in the last 5 to 6 years, you will see the dramatic urban projects in Azerbaijan, in the entire Azerbaijan and also in Baku. Baku has adopted its master plan in the end of 2023. It was the first master plan in the independent era of Azerbaijan.
Nice.
Baku was the old city for all this period, and nowadays it is very important for us to make it cleaner, make it better. That's why we, as you know, we proudly held COP29 last year in Baku. Right. And it gave us a lot of new opportunities to learn from the experts from the different cities, different cultures, and to get in line with the trend of the development of the city.
Well, yesterday we spent a lot of time at the White City,
right?
And it was amazing to learn the history there, that was all the land there used to be for oil refining. Exactly. The land was not suitable, but an incredible transformation in just a few short years in order to develop that. And obviously the COP29, a big success for Baku.
Right. White City is a great success story for us.
Absolutely.
So it was the first modern the urbanistic project, the quarter, which we can proudly present.
Well, it's so incredible to come to your beautiful city, to see how it's changed, and to also learn the history. I mean, I loved walking around the old city, seeing the Soviet buildings, you know, the incredible. I think there's some shots where you can see all three of the generations, you know, the old city, the Soviet, and then the modern city, like the beautiful flame towers behind us. It's an incredible city and legacy. And just thank you for your great work. And I think,
thank you.
I think what's amazing and what I want people to understand is, you know, Baku is so rich in the oil and gas.
Right.
Obviously, many people know Azerbaijan as a gas-producing, you know, oil-producing country, a lot of wealth for that. But now you're leading in a new chapter for the future, which is really the green transformation. Last year, Azerbaijan held the COP29, which was a huge initiative about climate change. And this is honestly one of the biggest things that more countries around the world need to work on. Today, I'm filming right next to the Caspian Sea, and incredibly, the levels of the Caspian Sea have been declining for many years now. The water is receding, and honestly, this is an effect of global climate change. And even though Azerbaijan is an amazing country filled with natural gas and resources, and it's made its money from the gas and oil industry, it's actually also leading in renewable energy. Many of the office buildings that we had traveled with are actually green buildings, and there's an incredible amount of future projects that could quite literally change the future of our world. One of them is actually building an electrical grid and running this pipeline through the Caspian Sea and actually connecting it to the European network. How incredible would that be, that if you could power the wind and solar energy from the Caspian Sea and actually take that energy and send it on an underground pipeline all the way to Europe. These are the projects that countries like Azerbaijan are working on, and this is again why I am so bullish about the future of our world, and why I want to foster this relationship where more countries are learning to work together. And one of the biggest takeaways that I've learned from my 5 days here in Azerbaijan, it's honestly the people themselves. The people have been so welcoming to me. And not only that, they're very passionate about their country. They really wanted to showcase their country to this American YouTuber. And I'm so honored by that. Every night here in Azerbaijan, I had the chance to sit down with different government officials. I met the director of commerce, the director of culture, so many prominent people that really just want to tell Azerbaijan's story. And I think when you're in the streets talking with the locals, you see an incredible energy from the people. The Azerbaijani people are very optimistic about the future because the government has been consistently delivering amazing results for this country. What's incredible is there are a lot of similarities between Azerbaijan and a country of China, a place that I lived in for over 10 years. I'm walking right on the promenade, and behind me is an art project called Under One Sun. It was started by the Azerbaijani government to celebrate the many different types of ethnicities and even different languages that are represented here inside the country. Incredibly, behind me in these portraits shares 17 different ethnicities with 17 different languages. Again, all within inside this culture and inside this one country. And again, this is very similar to China. Many of you know that I lived in China for 10 years and had a chance to explore that country for many years. And China is incredibly diverse as well. And that's why you need a really solid government. You need a government that is able to unite all of these different cultures and all of these different people. One of the biggest takeaways that I've learned from my time here in Azerbaijan and talking with the local people here in Baku is that the people are incredibly optimistic about the future. They know that in the next 5 years, their life is going to continue to improve because they've seen the tangible results. One of the most amazing projects I've ever seen is that White City. Imagine being able to take a land that was used as oil refinery and now turn it into a world-class city that has really become the heartbeat of the future of Azerbaijan. And that's really the story that needs to be told. You see, I started this YouTube channel 5 years ago with the goal of fostering better communication and better relationships, and most importantly, building win-win partnerships around the globe. This is the biggest thing that I learned from my over 15 years of living abroad, and this is the biggest lesson I learned from my many years of living in China. And this is what is so incredible to see. Here in Azerbaijan, the country is building incredible relationships with literally every country around the world. And it's tapping into its history of over 2,000 years of trading along the ancient Silk Road. As I've shown you in today's video, Baku is still the absolute center of trade, and it is a key city here in the Caspian Sea region, and also an amazing city for China on its current Belt and Road initiative, an initiative that is honestly transforming the world of global trade. And it's amazing to come to Baku, meet with the local people, and really see how global trade and organization and amazing leadership has transformed this country and given its citizens a bright future ahead. Well, everybody, it's been such a pleasure to come to Baku, Azerbaijan, and learn a lot about how this city and how this country has transformed. One of the biggest things that I've learned is you have a city that is unlike any other in the world because you have so many years of history. You can go dating back to the 15th century, the old city, going into the Soviet Union era of over 71 years of occupation, then the country liberated in 1991, becoming an independent country, and then really the new modern buildings that are defining a modern day Baku and Azerbaijan. Everyone, thank you for spending time with us today here on YouTube, learning more about Azerbaijan. The goal of this channel is to always foster better relationships and better understanding of the world that we live in. As you heard from the Director of Planning earlier in today's video, it's about win-win partnerships, learning to work with other countries and learning from each other. That's certainly the goal of this YouTube channel. And I want to thank everybody in Azerbaijan for their incredible hospitality. For myself, I have learned a tremendous amount more about this world and more about Azerbaijan. So if you've made it to this point in the video, make sure that you subscribe, drop us down a comment, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video soon.